Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we're going to be looking at the intersection of tech, social media, and the creator economy.
Yeah, we've got a whole stack of articles to get through,
Or do?
touching on everything from, the new Apple releases all the way to
Oh yeah,
global social media habits and even a little bit of AI in there.
I'm excited to dive into this AI stuff.
Yeah, should be fun.
Let's kick things off with Apple, I guess.
Yeah.
They've just released a brand new Mac Mini.
Yeah,
And this sounds like more than just like a typical upgrade.
for sure, for sure. This Mac Mini is packing some serious power with these new M4 and M4 Pro chips,
Okay.
which is really interesting.
So before we get too deep into the tech specs,
Yeah.
I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I am picturing like a tiny little computer right now.
Okay.
Like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Uh-huh.
How small are we talking here?
5 by 5 inches.
Wow.
That's it. That is seriously compact, especially when you consider the power it houses. Apple has this innovative thermal architecture that keeps it running cool even under heavy workloads.
So it's small but mighty.
Yeah,
That's good. That's what we like.
exactly.
Now let's talk performance, because the articles mention some pretty impressive speed boosts
Absolutely.
compared to the previous models.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a game changer for Mac users?
I think it definitely could be.
Okay.
So the M4 Mac Mini is up to 1.8 times faster when it comes to CPU performance and 2.2 times faster when it comes to graphics when you compare it to the M1 model,
Oh, wow.
which is already pretty fast.
Yeah.
The M4 Pro takes it even further with its 10 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, making it like the ideal choice for those really demanding tasks, like video editing, 3D rendering, that sort of thing.
So this is for people who are like really pushing their machines to the limit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a professional who relies on your Mac for demanding tasks,
Right.
this is definitely the machine for you.
This is going to change the game for them.
I think
That's a pretty significant leap forward.
it is.
Now, and here's where things get even more interesting, because they're introducing this Apple Intelligence,
Yes.
this AI system that's built right into the Mac Mini.
Right.
But what caught my eye was their emphasis on privacy.
I mean, it's great to see Apple prioritizing privacy
Yeah,
in this age of AI. AI is everywhere.
it is.
And Apple Intelligence is designed to kind of transform how you work, especially when it comes to writing, using Siri creative tasks, that sort of thing.
So how does that work?
Well, most of the processing with Apple Intelligence happens right on your device.
Oh, okay.
And then for more complex tasks, they use what they call private cloud compute,
Private cloud compute.
which is essentially a secure environment to handle your data without compromising your privacy.
I see.
So they've gone to great lengths to make sure that your personal information stays protected.
So you don't have to worry about, your data being sent off to some, mysterious server farm somewhere.
Exactly.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
They also mentioned some new features like Image Playground and Genmoji.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are these?
So Image Playground lets you create all these really unique images using AI, and then Genmoji helps you design personalized emoji.
So I can make my own emoji.
Yeah.
Awesome.
These are really just the first glimpses of how Apple Intelligence is going to change the whole Mac experience, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to see what other features they come up with.
Yeah, this is really exciting. I'm ready to upgrade.
Me too.
Speaking of new features, the Mac Mini also gets a software upgrade with the new macOS Sequoia.
Yes.
I was skimming through the articles and I saw everything from iPhone mirroring to like enhanced Safari features, improved gaming,
Yeah.
easier window tiling.
Oh.
Is this a major overhaul?
I would say it's pretty substantial.
Awesome.
It seems like Apple is really focused on creating this more seamless and integrated experience across all their devices.
Makes sense.
Like with the iPhone mirroring and things like that.
Yeah.
macOS Sequoia is packed with all these features that are designed to boost your productivity and amp up your entertainment options.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on, there's one more detail about this new Mac Mini that stood out to me.
Okay.
It is Apple's first carbon-neutral Mac.
That's a big step, not just for Apple, but for the entire tech industry.
Yeah.
So they've managed to significantly reduce the greenhouse gas emissions in both the production and distribution of this new Mac Mini.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, they're using a bunch of recycled materials, renewable energy in their manufacturing, and even lower carbon shipping methods.
So they're really thinking about the entire life cycle of the product.
Absolutely they are.
That's fantastic.
It's great to see them taking these concrete steps towards sustainability.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Meta,
Okay.
because they've made it pretty clear they want to move away from political content on their platforms.
Right.
But these articles paint a slightly different picture.
Yeah, well, it's a tough challenge for any social media platform,
Right.
especially during an election year.
Yeah.
Forbes reported on hundreds of misinformation ads that are circulating on Facebook, generating millions in revenue for Meta, even though they violate the company's own policies.
So they're saying one thing and then doing another.
Well, it's complicated. There's a lot of pressure on these companies from both sides
Yeah.
to, either crack down on political content or to allow it to flow freely.
It's almost like a flashback to the 2016 election
Yeah.
and the controversies surrounding Russian interference through Facebook ads.
Exactly. And it raises the question, can Meta really distance itself from political discourse when its platforms are inherently designed for real-time discussion and debate?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And this is something that Zuckerberg himself has talked about. He said, quote, "I generally believe the world is better informed and we make better decisions when we hear from as wide a range of perspectives as possible," unquote.
It does make sense.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're trying to appease users who prefer less political content.
Right.
And their definition of political content is quite vague.
Yeah.
What one person considers political might be just everyday conversation to another.
Yeah, for sure.
This makes it incredibly difficult to implement and enforce restrictions effectively.
And let's be realistic. The financial incentive of political advertising is hard to ignore,
Very true.
especially for a company like Meta.
Absolutely.
So it's a really complex situation with no easy solutions.
I agree.
Now hold on to your hats,
Yeah.
because things get really interesting when we talk about X,
Yeah.
formerly known as Twitter.
Oh, yes.
The platform's future seems very much intertwined with the upcoming U.S. election,
It does.
and it all kind of revolves around Elon Musk.
Right.
This is a wild story.
It is.
Because the articles paint a picture of a platform in turmoil,
Uh-huh.
facing a financial crisis, and struggling to regain its footing under Musk's leadership.
Yeah. He's made a lot of changes.
He has.
And not all of them have been well received.
What is going on here?
Well, it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But the article suggests that Musk's support for Trump is less about ideological alignment and more about political strategy and business opportunities.
That's interesting.
They delve into some specific examples of Musk's interactions with governments in places like Brazil, India, Turkey, and Argentina,
Wow.
highlighting how his actions on X often align with the business interests of his other companies like Tesla and Starlink.
It seems like he's using X as leverage to secure favorable deals and kind of advance his own business agenda.
That's certainly one interpretation of the events.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt that he's a shrewd businessman,
For sure.
and he's not afraid to use his influence to get what he wants.
Now, here's the catch, because X is facing some serious financial troubles.
Yes, they are.
Their revenue has plummeted something like 70%.
It's a significant drop.
Users are leaving in droves, and advertisers are fleeing because of Musk's, controversial approach.
And Musk himself has said that if Trump loses the election, he's, quote, fed, unquote. So it seems that a Trump victory could potentially boost X's fortunes, while a loss could push the platform towards bankruptcy.
And possibly force Musk to exit social media.
Potentially, yeah.
So it's a high-stakes gamble.
It is.
And the fate of X really hangs in the balance.
It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
It will. Okay, I need a break from the drama.
Okay.
Let's talk about something a little more lighthearted.
All right.
Snapchat Plus.
Yeah.
Remember those custom chat wallpapers and Bitmoji pets?
Of course.
Well, it seems their gift card strategy is paying off.
It is. It's a brilliant move, especially during the holiday season.
Yeah.
By partnering with major retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and Target, they've made it incredibly easy for people to give the gift of Snapchat Plus.
Smart.
It is.
And those personalized features, while they might seem a little trivial to some, are a big hit with their core audience.
Oh, absolutely. They're tapping into this desire for self-expression and customization.
Right.
And it's working.
Yeah. Their subscriber numbers are climbing, and it's providing them with a valuable revenue stream as they continue to invest in this AR technology.
It's a really smart move.
Yeah. It's a stark contrast to the struggles of X Premium, which has failed to gain much traction despite Musk's efforts.
Yeah, people just don't seem to be willing to pay for basic features like a blue checkmark and a slightly longer character limit.
Yeah, I guess they're not seeing the value there.
Not really.
Maybe Husk could learn a thing or two from Snap's playbook.
Maybe.
Instead of focusing on gimmicks and superficial perks, offer features that actually enhance the user experience and cater to the target audience.
That's the key.
Okay, before we wrap up this first part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
let's take a quick glance at some global social media trends.
Sure.
Because I found this infographic from Visual Capitalist
Okay.
based on data from We Are Social,
Mm-hmm.
and it offers some fascinating insights into how people around the world are using social media.
I love Visual Capitalists.
Yeah.
They do such a great job.
They do.
With data visualization.
Yeah, so what are some of the key takeaways?
Well, lay it on me.
One stat that jumped out at me was the sheer amount of time people are spending on social media these days. The average internet user spends almost 2.5 hours every day on these platforms.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a significant chunk of time.
It is. It really underscores how deeply ingrained social media has become in our lives.
Absolutely.
And here's a curious tidbit. Women, on average, spend 16 minutes more per day on social media than men. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm not sure there's a simple answer.
Right.
It could be anything from differences in communication styles and social networks to variations in content preferences and platform usage patterns.
So more research is needed.
Definitely.
All right, and the breakdown of time spent on specific platforms is equally fascinating.
Okay.
TikTok boasts the highest average time per user,
Interesting.
while YouTube claims the lion's share of overall social media time.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a dynamic and ever-evolving landscape.
It is. It's fascinating to see how user preferences are shaping the evolution of these platforms and driving innovation in the digital space.
Yeah, I agree. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick pause here,
Yeah.
but don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll explore even more fascinating insights from the world of tech, social media, and the creator economy.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm still reeling from all that Apple news that new Mac Mini is a game changer, especially with those M4 chips
Yeah.
and the introduction of Apple Intelligence.
It's really impressive how they've managed to pack so much power into such a small device.
Yeah.
And their commitment to privacy in their AI implementation is commendable.
Speaking of Apple Intelligence, there's one little detail from the articles that really piqued my curiosity.
Yeah, okay.
It seems ChatGPT will be integrated directly into Siri and writing tools
Yes.
on the new Mac Mini starting in December.
That's right. Starting in December, you'll be able to access the power of ChatGPT directly from your Mac. Without having to juggle different apps or windows, imagine the possibilities.
I know I'm already envisioning myself using ChatGPT to help me write emails or brainstorm ideas or maybe even compose a song or two.
Yeah.
But what about privacy?
Right.
I know some people are wary of using AI tools because of data concerns.
Well, Apple has addressed those concerns head on. With the integration on Mac, you can actually access ChatGPT for free
Oh, wow.
without creating an account, and your IP address is obscured to protect your identity.
So they're really trying to make it as private and secure as possible.
Absolutely.
That's correct.
They're striking a really good balance, I think,
Yeah.
between offering these powerful AI capabilities and ensuring user privacy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, let's turn our attention back to the world of social media,
Okay.
where the lines between tech business and politics continue to blur.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
It seems like every time we talk about social media, there's a new controversy brewing.
Always.
Meta is trying to distance itself from political content. But the upcoming U.S. election is making that nearly impossible.
Yeah, they're really in a tricky position.
They are Meta, with its massive reach, encompassing almost 40% of the global population, is in a particularly tricky position.
Yeah, because their platforms are inherently designed for real-time discussion.
Right.
And politics is a major part of that.
Absolutely.
And they're trying to appease these users who prefer less political content, but their definition of what constitutes political content is incredibly vague.
Very vague. It's a slippery slope,
Right.
and it's further complicated by the financial incentives of political advertising.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's a tough balancing act, and it'll be interesting to see how they navigate this challenge in the long run.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of challenging situations, the fate of X, formerly known as Twitter, seems to be hanging by a thread,
It does.
and the U.S. election could be the deciding factor.
It very well could be. The financial strain on the platform is undeniable at this point. Revenue is plummeting. Users are leaving. Advertisers are fleeing due to Musk's erratic and often controversial behavior.
Yeah, and his admission that he's fed if Trump loses the election really speaks volumes
It does.
about how deeply intertwined his personal interests are with the platform's success.
It seems like his support for Trump is less about ideology and more about strategic maneuvering.
Yeah.
Using X as a tool to gain political influence, hoping to translate that into favorable outcomes for his other ventures like Tesla and Starlink.
Right. The articles provide some pretty compelling examples of how he's leveraged X to exert pressure and secure deals.
Oh, yeah.
His actions in Brazil, where he initially defied court orders related to misinformation and then complied when faced with a potential platform ban, are particularly telling.
It's a risky game he's playing.
It is.
And the potential consequences are enormous. If Trump loses, Musk might be forced to abandon the platform altogether.
Wow.
Leaving behind a legacy of financial chaos and unfulfilled promises.
That would be something.
It would. It's a cautionary tale, I think, about the perils of unchecked power and the volatile nature of the tech industry.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, I need a break from all this drama.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something a little more lighthearted.
All right, what do you have in mind?
Snapchat Plus.
Ah, yes, Snapchat Plus.
Remember those custom chat wallpapers and Bitmoji pets we were talking about?
Of course.
Well, it seems like their gift card strategy is really paying off.
It is. It's a brilliant move, especially with the holiday season right around the corner.
Right.
By partnering with these major retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and Target, they've made it super easy for people to give the gift of Snapchat Plus.
And those personalized features, while they might seem a little trivial to some, are a big hit with Snapchat's core audience.
Oh, absolutely. They're tapping into that desire for self-expression and customization.
Right.
And it's working. Their subscriber numbers are climbing, and it's providing a valuable revenue stream for Snap as they continue to invest in AR technology.
It's a stark contrast to the struggles of X Premium,
It is.
which has struggled to attract subscribers.
Yeah, people just aren't willing to shell out money for a blue check mark and a few extra characters.
Yeah, I guess not. Maybe Musk should take note.
Maybe he should.
Snapchat Plus proves that offering genuine value and catering to your target audience is a much more effective strategy
Absolutely.
than relying on gimmicks and inflated promises.
I agree. Before we wrap up part 2, let's circle back to Apple for a moment.
Okay.
And delve a little deeper into macOS Sequoia.
All right.
There's so much to unpack with this update, and it's clear that Apple is really focused on enhancing productivity.
Yeah.
And creating a more seamless experience for users.
The iPhone mirroring feature is really cool.
It is. Imagine being able to interact with your iPhone directly from your Mac.
Yeah.
Responding to texts, checking notifications, even using your favorite iPhone apps, all without having to pick up your phone.
That's the dream. I can see how this would be a huge productivity boost, especially for people who are constantly switching between devices.
Absolutely. And Safari is getting a major overhaul as well.
Oh, yeah.
With new features like Highlights, which surfaces relevant information from websites, a redesigned reader mode with table of contents and summaries, and a distraction-free video viewer.
Wow.
They're really aiming to make Safari the ultimate browsing experience.
And I haven't forgotten about the gamers either.
No, they haven't. macOS Sequoia brings enhancements like personalized spatial audio, an improved game mode, and a slew of new titles, including the highly anticipated Assassin's Creed Shadows.
But they're making a play for a bigger slice of the gaming market.
It seems like they are. They're also making these smaller but impactful improvements.
Okay.
Like easier window tiling, a redesigned passwords app, and new backgrounds for video calls.
Nice.
All these updates really add up to a more refined and user-friendly experience.
So macOS Sequoia is a fantastic example of Apple's commitment to innovation.
It is.
And their dedication to creating a cohesive ecosystem across all their devices. It's a worthy upgrade for anyone looking to boost their productivity, enhance their entertainment options, and just enjoy a more streamlined and enjoyable Mac experience.
Absolutely. Now, remember that infographic we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
The one about global social media habits?
Right.
Let's revisit those fascinating insights and see what they tell us about the evolving landscape of digital connection.
That visual capitalist infographic based on data from We Are Social was a real eye-opener. The fact that the average internet user spends nearly 2.5 hours every day on social media is mind-boggling.
It really is. It's a testament to the power and pervasiveness of these platforms. They've become such an integral part of how we communicate, consume information, and connect with the world around us.
And the gender difference in social media usage was particularly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Women spend an average of 16 minutes more per day on these platforms than men.
It makes you wonder what factors contribute to that discrepancy.
It does. It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Yeah. It could be related to differences in communication styles, social networks, content preferences, or even the way platforms are designed and marketed. It's definitely an area ripe for further exploration.
Absolutely. And the breakdown of time spent on different platforms really paints a vivid picture of the evolving social media landscape.
Yeah.
TikTok's dominance in terms of average time per user speaks volumes about its appeal, especially to younger generations.
He does.
While YouTube's massive share of overall social media time highlights its enduring popularity as a platform for both entertainment and information.
It's fascinating to see how user preferences are shaping the evolution of these platforms and driving innovation in the digital space.
It really is. All right, folks, we're going to take another quick pause here. We've covered a lot of ground, from Apple's latest innovations to the political drama unfolding on X, the strategic success of Snapchat Plus, and the global trends shaping social media usage.
We have.
But there's still more to come.
There is. We'll be back soon with the final part of our deep dive, where we'll tie everything together and leave you with some food for thought. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and stay tuned.
And we are back for the final part of our deep dive. It has been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has. We've covered so much ground.
We have.
From Apple's groundbreaking releases to the turbulent world of social media.
Right.
And even a glimpse into global social media habits.
Yeah. As we wrap up this final part, let's kind of step back for a second and consider the bigger picture.
Okay.
What are the overarching themes that have emerged from our deep dive?
I think one theme that really stands out to me is this growing influence of AI.
AI is everywhere.
It is. It's everywhere. From Apple's integration of ChatGPT into its ecosystem to OpenAI's development of ChatGPT, Search AI is rapidly transforming how we interact with technology, access information, and even express our creativity.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see how AI is becoming more and more integrated into our daily lives, offering all these new possibilities for productivity and innovation.
Yeah.
But I think as AI evolves, we also need to be mindful of the ethical implications.
Absolutely.
And ensure that its development is guided by, principles of responsibility and transparency.
We can't just let it run wild.
Right.
We need to make sure that it's being used for good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Apple's focus on privacy in its AI implementations is a really positive step in the right direction. I think it's crucial that as AI becomes more powerful, that we prioritize these ethical considerations and ensure that it serves humanity rather than controlling it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Another key theme that's kind of come up throughout our conversation is this increasingly blurred line between tech business and politics.
Yes.
Elon Musk's strategic use of X, formerly Twitter, is a prime example of how social media platforms can be wielded for political influence and business gain.
Yeah, his actions really highlight the immense power these platforms hold and the potential for manipulation and, the erosion of trust.
That's a scary thought.
It is. Transparency, accountability, and responsible governance are going to be essential.
They are.
To ensure that these social media platforms actually serve the public good, rather than the agendas of powerful individuals or corporations.
We can't forget about the impact on the creator economy either.
Right? Platforms like Snapchat are finding success with these subscription models that empower creators and provide them with the tools and features they need to thrive.
The success of Snapchat Plus shows that creators are willing to invest in platforms that enhance their creative capabilities and help them connect with their audience in more meaningful ways.
Absolutely. It's a valuable lesson, I think, for other platforms that are seeking to foster a thriving and sustainable creator ecosystem.
It's all about finding that balance, right, that benefits both the platforms and the creators, offering valuable features and services while also maintaining a healthy and supportive environment for creative expression. And lastly, the insights we glean from that visual capitalist infographic on global social media habits really remind us of the interconnectedness of the digital world.
It is a global phenomenon.
It is user preferences and cultural nuances shape how people around the globe engage with social media.
Right.
And understanding these trends is going to be crucial for businesses and organizations seeking to connect with audiences on a global scale.
Absolutely. It's a constantly evolving landscape, and staying ahead of the curve requires adaptability and a willingness to embrace new perspectives.
Couldn't agree more. So as we conclude our deep dive today, I encourage you to reflect on these themes and consider how they impact your own interactions with technology, social media, and the creator economy.
Think about it.
In a world where tech and social media are so deeply intertwined with our lives, it's more important than ever to be informed, engaged, and thoughtful about the role these forces play in shaping our future.
Knowledge is power. And the more we understand about these complex and ever-changing landscapes, the better equipped we'll be to navigate them wisely and make informed choices that shape a positive and empowering digital future.
Well said. All right, folks, that is all the time we have for today's deep dive.
It flew by.
It did. But we hope you found it insightful and engaging.
You did our best.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. Until next time.
See you then.